Hello, this is the intro to buying video. We've made this once before and it was way too long, so I'm going to try and condense it to fit it in our monthly meeting for everyone. So as you all know, we are a resale boutique, and I wanted to walk through my description of how I assess merchandise when we're going through a buy. So when we're reviewing items, we take it in 3 steps. We're grading it for condition, step 1, style, step 2, and then brand is step 3. Okay, so if an item doesn't pass step 1, it doesn't matter about step 2 and step 3. Okay, so that's why it's important it goes in that order. When we're going through condition, we're looking for damage. We're looking for staining, we're looking for rips and tears, functionality, the item no longer works. Okay, it's missing a zipper or a button or whatever. It's got a blown out belt loop, whatever damage it may have. We're looking for staining, front, back, armpits, okay, inside, outside. We're looking for how washed is the item. Okay, so cotton, for example, and I'll mention this in every buying training segment, cotton washes out extremely fast. So we all have t-shirts at home. If you look at your t-shirt, it's washed out unless it's brand new. After doing this job, you look at your own dresser and closet a lot differently. But cotton washes out, the color fades out very, very quickly in sweatshirts, t-shirts, long sleeve sweatpants, yoga pants, doesn't matter what it is. If it's made out of cotton, it's going to wash out. So when we're reviewing items looking for condition, we're looking for damage, step 1 or part 1, okay, instantly out. Then we're looking for washed. How washed is it? If it's overly washed, it's out, okay. Or if there's color fade on it, it's out. Whites, especially with cotton as well, will get, if it's not stained, can get kind of that dingy look to it when it's washed with other colors and as it ages. So that's out, okay. Then we're looking for pilling. Pilling is where the brushed fabric balls up from being rubbed on. So you'll notice that in the armpits. You'll notice that where like your arms rub along the sides. You'll notice it where your belly may rub against things. Maybe you wear a sweatshirt over top of something and so that it rubs. So different areas of the garment will pill up. Burnout fabrics on ladies' tees pill up really, really quickly. Cotton sweatshirts, certain cotton t-shirts will pill up. We don't want pilly fabric. When you pick up an item, if you've got a fluorescent or some type of light above you, the quickest way to identify pilling is to hold it up with the light above it, because the pills will cast shadow on the shirt. And I've got something here, and I don't know if this is going to show up on there or not. I'll do some close-ups on these so you can see what I'm talking about here. Let's do that next. Okay, when I hold this shirt out like this, you can see the pilling, all the little balls that are all over the place, the little fuzzies. Okay, when you see a pilled item, that means it's been washed too much. Okay, there you can see them. So this gray is a little harder to see on camera, but you should be able to clearly see that. So those little balls are your first sign that this item has been washed too much. I'll grab another item here. It's a flannel and hold it in front. So cotton flannels are really hard to buy. Poly blend flannels hold their shape a lot longer, but cotton, you'll see, also pills out and fades out very, very quickly. Okay. Okay, so that's pilling. So we don't want pilled items. We don't want washed and faded items. We really have to be careful with cottons. I'm going to say that over and over and over again. There are very few cotton items that I'll buy in the store. They have to be virtually brand new. Kids' clothes, when you watch the baby and youth buying, a lot of kids' clothes are made out of cotton because it's soft and it doesn't, it's cheap and it's easy wear, but it washes out terribly. So a lot of kids' clothes instantly get pushed aside. When we're going through a buy and we open it up, one of the very first things I do is look for items that are overly washed, which is cotton. Okay, so I'll open up the bin or tote and I'll identify items that I can tell visibly folded are washed, and I just grab them and set them aside. I don't open them up. Once an item, whether it be a stain, a rip, an overwashed, pilling, once it's already been eliminated, there's no reason to pick it up and actually go through it, right? Because once it's off, it's off. So it doesn't matter what it is. It's already washed. It's done. I did a buy the other day, and it was all men's Michael Jordan cotton T-shirts. Okay, they were washed cotton T-shirts. It doesn't matter that they're Michael Jordan shirts because they're already too washed. So I didn't even open them. I knew what they were, but I'm not going to look any further because it doesn't matter. So take them, set them aside, move on to the next thing. So after condition, then we move on to style. And style is where we can easily get into debate from buyer to buyer, item to item. There's a lot of styles that I call our gray area, where it's maybe a dress style or a sweater style or a jacket or a shoe or a purse that one buyer thinks is cute in style and another buyer doesn't. Okay, and so we're all going to come to this company with a different set of our style sense and awareness, and that's okay. Okay, so having a little bit of a diversity on style is okay in the store, as long as we're not all buying the same things. Then it gives a little something for everyone. There are certain styles that historically we know don't sell well, though, and so that's where you'll need to listen to your team lead's experience. And it's okay to bring up ideas and say, hey, maybe I disagree. I think that this particular dress style or pant style is really popular with my friends at school, or whatever you may be, where you may be seeing it, and cite your source as to where you think or why you think the item is in style, and then we can have an open discussion about it. We just had another video on mom jeans, and some of us weren't buying mom jeans because we weren't on that trend, and obviously it's a very popular category, and so we need to get caught up on it. If you've got a particular style sense that you think we're missing out on, bring it up. We'd love to hear about it and talk about it and see if it's something worth carrying. There are other styles I know, like men's formal wear, office wear, ladies' formal dresses that we've tried and historically just aren't worth carrying. So whether men's khaki pants are common or not, they're not good for our customer. So we will run into those, but in general, style is where we can have a difference of opinion, and that's okay. Okay. Lastly is brand, and brand is where we dictate the price. Okay, so we go from condition step 1, is it a style we think we can sell, step 2, and then what brand is it? It helps dictate the price. Okay, so I wanted everybody to watch this, not only for when we're doing buys, but so we're aware of how the store works. Okay, so if let's say we're not a buyer, but we're working weekends and our store doesn't buy on weekends, we still need to be able to have that conversation with people. And when somebody comes to pick up and they may ask, oh, why didn't you buy this or why didn't you buy that? We understand why we didn't buy certain things. If you're processing buys but not buying, I still want you to be a second set of eyes looking at the items. And if we bought something that has a stain on it or is pilled or you think is too washed, don't put it out. Okay, just hold it, set it aside. You're welcome to start a pile and say, hey, I was putting buys out tonight and I found these 3 things and I really don't think they should go on the floor. Can you look at them and let me know what you think? Okay. And those items, a lot of times once we've bought them, we own them. If they're not stained or ripped and they're just washed or faded, we don't want to throw them away. We want the manager or lead to put them into clearance and try and get our money back out of them. Accidents happen, especially with stains. It happens. We've all done it. We buy something, we think we're in great shape, and then we go to tag it and we see a stain we didn't see when we first went through it. So all eyes out when we're looking at items, and that's the basis. So if you are training to be a buyer, then we're going to start going through the buying videos one at a time, and I would recommend starting with baby boy, then going up to youth boy, and then on to men's. And if you're not, that's fine. This is just a great review of what we do and why we do it. Thank you very much.